New Zealand's retirement savings scheme, KiwiSaver, can be somewhat problematic for US citizens. But if you're already a member or will forgo valuable employer contributions if you don't join, what should you do? In this video, we delve into KiwiSaver to determine in what circumstances you should join and what investments you should pick to help ensure it remains tax efficient from a US perspective. Hi, I'm Jim Smith, Senior Financial Planner here at Pacific Wealth. We specialise in helping new migrants and returning Kiwis navigate the intricacies of cross-border financial planning to help you make the most of your new life in New Zealand. In this video, we delve into KiwiSaver to determine in what circumstances you should join and what investments you should pick to help ensure it remains tax efficient from a US perspective. KiwiSaver is a voluntary-based retirement savings scheme that you can join if you wish, but if you start a new job, you will automatically be enrolled. As an employee, your contributions are made from your after-tax income at the rate of 3, 4, 6, 8 or 10% of your gross income. Contributions for your employer are set at a minimum of 3% provided you pay at least a matching contribution. In addition to the employer contribution, if you're aged between 18 and 64 and contribute at least $1,043 per annum, you'll receive a member tax credit from the government worth around $521 each year. KiwiSavers are usually locked in, meaning that they cannot be withdrawn until you are eligible to receive New Zealand Government Super, which is currently at age 65. In some circumstances, you can make withdrawals earlier than this, such as if you suffer a significant financial hardship, buy your first home, are seriously ill, or leave New Zealand permanently. In terms of tax, many US retirement accounts and pension funds from around the world for that matter are taxed under a system that can be categorised as being exempt taxed. Under this system, contributions are exempt from tax as you receive tax relief on your contributions. The funds are then exempt from tax on the growth as they're invested in tax privileged funds, but any withdrawals are then subject to tax. New Zealand's KiwiSaver, by contrast, operates under a tax exempt system, whereby contributions are paid out of your net income and there is no tax relief on your contributions. Once invested, the funds are then subject to tax on the growth, but when you come to withdrawing the funds, any distributions are exempt from tax in New Zealand as the funds are being considered as being tax paid already. KiwiSaver presents two main issues for US citizens. The first is the US Passive Foreign Investment Company tax rules, or PFIC for short, and that membership of a KiwiSaver can be considered as having an interest in a foreign trust. US tax laws are not super clear on how to treat KiwiSaver funds, and there are different interpretations by tax advisors. But many accountants do believe the underlying investments in KiwiSaver will be subject to the Passive Foreign Investment Company tax rules. The PFIC tax rules are complicated, but the original intent was to deter US citizens from sheltering offshore investments from US taxation. When living in the US, it is unlikely you would have heard about PFIC investments before, but when you move overseas, you will come into contact with non-US fund structures that get caught by the PFIC rules, such as New Zealand Investment Portfolio Entities, or PIEs, and Australian Unit Trusts, sometimes referred to as AUTs. Investments that get caught by the PFIC rules trigger additional US financial reporting and can lead to higher levels of US taxation. The other issue for KiwiSaver and US citizens is that KiwiSaver schemes are typically set up under a trust structure, which can help safeguard the underlying assets. Unfortunately though, for US citizens, this will create additional reporting obligations as membership of a KiwiSaver scheme can be considered as having an interest in a foreign trust. Whilst in most cases the additional US filing is fairly routine, the costs are likely to be at least the value of the New Zealand government member tax credits. To comply with the US PFIC rules, it's important to only select investments that should be compliant, such as directly held shares or bonds, or US listed exchange traded funds. At the time of producing this video, there were only two KiwiSaver providers that offered the investment flexibility to select PFIC compliant investments. These are the Craig's KiwiSaver scheme and the KiwiWrap KiwiSaver from Concilium. The Craig's KiwiSaver scheme can be accessed directly from the Craig's Investment Partners website. The KiwiWrap KiwiSaver scheme is only available via approved financial advisors and has a $50,000 minimum investment. However, despite the inclusion of a fee to the advisor, the overall costs of KiwiWrap are likely to be lower than Craig's, and therefore in many cases may be the preferred option. Once you've chosen your provider, you then need to carefully select your investments, as most of the choices that will be presented to you in the investment options supplements will not be compliant with the US PFIC rules. As mentioned earlier, you should only select shares of listed companies, directly held bonds, or US listed exchange-traded funds. Exchange-traded funds can hold hundreds if not thousands of underlying companies and therefore provide the building blocks for a well-diversified investment portfolio. When you select your investments, you should select those based upon your risk tolerance, your financial objectives, and any investment preferences you may have. But just to give you one example, you could select the Vanguard Total World Stock Index Fund, VT.US, which invests in over 9,000 developed and emerging market companies from around the world and has a very low cost of 0.07 per annum fund management charge. Hence, despite the PFIC restrictions, you can still build a well-diversified portfolio at low cost. There are many other options to choose from, and you may wish to consult a financial advisor to help you develop a strategy that is suitable for your specific situation, risk tolerance, and your objectives. If you have not been reporting your KiwiSaver investments as PFICs, if you change KiwiSaver providers, you should be aware that this may trigger a taxable event as the cost basis is stepped up and any gains you have made may become taxable. This should be a one-off tax event, but something you should clarify with your tax advisor before changing your KiwiSaver. But going forward, it should mean that your investments will be PFIC compliant, thus reducing your ongoing reporting requirements and reducing your overall levels of tax. I hope this video has given you an understanding of the main issues for KiwiSaver and the steps you can take to help ensure your underlying KiwiSaver investments will not be subject to the US PFIC rules. Careful planning as usual is the key to manage your investments efficiently, and as always with tax, what may start simple on the surface can get complicated very quickly. As such, I would strongly encourage you to seek professional tax advice at your earliest convenience and ideally before you move to New Zealand. If you are interested to learn more, we've created other videos specifically for US citizens that you can explore on our YouTube channel. You can also visit our website www.pacificwealth.co.nz. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or a member of the team. Thank you for watching.